What is up, everybody? It's Zillion Frogs back in another video review, and this time we are going to be taking a look at the Commander class 2-pack for Lawn Haul and Hook. Now, first to preference, I'm not going to show you the torso combination yet. That is going to be in a separate review after I review Scavenger and Mixmaster, which I have Scavenger, I'm just waiting for Mixmaster. I mean, it might be a little while, but I want to do that kind of in a double review, kind of like this one, just to save time. So, yeah, preface that. Other than that, these two right here are very chunky looking and chunky feeling. So, we're going to get a both detailed look at both of them in their own separate, starting with Lawn Haul here. Now, Lawn Haul, as you can see, a big green truck. So, of course, you can have the blaster on the side, has a peg and a peg, but I'm just going to leave those out for now. But yeah, big chunky truck. I really enjoy it. I had the original G1 Lawn Haul from like a flea market or something. So this just design has always been my favorite, and he is my favorite Constructicon, so I'm glad to see him really beefed up. I mean, I know these two create the torso, so it needs to be stable, but he is chunky. He is solid feeling. I mean, he has the nice kind of Constructicon green, very pale. Got the nice purple windows. He has some decent highlights. I mean, you can see a bit of the red highlight that's going to be his legs. Sorry. Big loud car, because heck you, I guess. Sorry. But yeah, got the nice silver rims. I'm glad they actually painted the rims. And of course, the front with some nice detailing, like the grate, the lights. Yeah. I mean, sculpting is kind of shallow. It's kind of hard to see through the green, but it is pretty minimal. But I mean, he's supposed to be animation, so what do you expect? But yeah, Lawn Haul, very nice, very chunky. Now on to Hook. So Hook, as you can see, very nice crane truck. Again, a peg to store weapon, but again, leave it off the side. But yeah, Hook. Very nice crane truck. I mean, I would say that he's my least favorite of the set. I mean, he, especially in his crane mode, he just looks a little bland. He still has a nice Constructicon green, but he doesn't have as much, you know, kind of good highlights. I mean, he does still have the purple places, but, I mean, majority, it's just big wads of green. So, it's a little bland, and again, with the sculpting, it's a little shallow, so a lot of it gets lost within the green. There's some still, I mean, some really nice kind of lines and detailing. I don't know if I can get it on camera. I doubt I can, because at least for my camera and my lighting, these guys kind of blur together. I don't think I can, but well, a little bit. If you can kind of see that there's a lot of great, you know, textured detailing all along. So yeah, that you can see, as you saw with this, my you can take off the crane bit. It's only on a 5mm port, so you can actually place anything in there, which is really nice. But place that on, it can go upward, you can rotate 360, so you have some functionality. Of course, you can also extend it. I don't know if others can extend more than this, because this is all I can get it to extend, or else I feel like I'm gonna break the figure. But I mean, let me know in the comments if that's only as far as we can go, or mine is just a broken copy. So yeah. Same with Lawn Haul. There's pinned wheels, which I mean can roll kind of alright. He is a little scrapey just because all the kibble down there. Hello. So yeah, I mean, still a decent vehicle mode, but not as solid or as, you know, kind of visually appealing as long haul. So, yep, there's Hook. And of course, how can we forget the trailer? Big trailer. I mean, it's a trailer. It's just a bunch of combiner kibble with all the pieces. So, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It is visually kind of nice. I mean, they definitely did try their best to make it look more like a flatbed than just a wad of, you know, half legs. So I can appreciate it for that, and appreciate that both so this section, the wings, and all these big chunks, which are going to form the hands and arms, can all be stored together like this. So chest plate, and then the arms, or half the arms, hands, can all be stored. And of course, you can also attach it through this hitch into these holes on the back of Lawn Haul. So I'm gonna have to split his legs, and things tend to fall off, but that's fine. Split, connect, reattach, and yeah, Lawn Haul can actually haul no load, which is actually pretty nice. I kind of like that. It gives a nice, you know, condensed feature. It's like Motormaster and his trailer. At least it's something to actually work well with the Constructicon aesthetic, so I can appreciate it for that. But yeah, that's the trailer, and those are the vehicle modes. So now let's get these guys transformed. So now, starting off with Lawn Haul for transformation, he is just a big thing of trunk. So first, we're gonna unpeg the legs, flip them all the way, and then peg them both so that they're solid into the, I guess, upper thighs. So yeah, that big swing motion, that's the legs pretty much done, other than flipping out heels like so, and splitting, boom, legs. Now you can unpeg the arms for these big black sections, fold them up like that. Then we can unpeg the roof assembly and then fold out the grill, which actually reveals a bunch of engine light detailing that's actually painted. I really enjoy that. It adds a little extra little fun bit to the transformation to see that. But yeah, so that, now we can fold the whole chest down in big snap, so you already know that thing's not going anywhere. Flip the hood back up, or sorry, the grill back up, and take the hood. It's on another hinge down here that we can flip down, and then flip this 180 to collapse it like that. Now we can just rotate the arms, make sure they're both pegged into the upper half of the arm, and then flip out the fists. And then I also like to pre-bend his knees, which actually snap in. Just a little bit of dynamicness. Here we have Lawn Haul in his robot mode. Now Hook, if you've ever seen the Combiner Wars Devastator, they basically just took that and then just reused all that engineering for Hook, pretty much, for transformation. So first thing we're gonna do, I just like to unpeg the crane, get out of the way, nice and easy. So now we're just gonna unpeg what will be the arms out from these panels, which we're gonna unpeg as well to become the feet, which we're actually more unpegging off from those panels, like so. Now we take the front of the crane, unpeg it, and we're gonna double hinge it and shift it down, and then we can peg the front panels into the cockpit or cab section, and then split the legs. Now what we're gonna do is come to the actual crane operator, unpeg it. It makes us unpeg and shift down the arms like so, And now we can peg this whole cab assembly into what will become Devastator's head, into kind of that little peg, and one of these I always forget, but you just shift it down on a double hinge and peg like so. So it's nice and clean. Now we can just reattach the crane. Nice third leg. And here we have Hook in his robot mode. Now, Lawn Haul and Hook are honestly really nice figures, especially in robot mode. I think robot mode is, especially where Lawn Haul shines, and Hook, I mean, he's still pretty good, just a little weedy sometimes, so. I mean, overall, their look is fantastic. Nice kibble management, nice big chunky swings, and then very, you know, animation focus. Obviously, it's Studio Series, especially with Lawn Haul. I never liked the Combiner Wars look on him. He just looked too chunky and just too, I don't know, just too short, too squat. I liked Lawn Haul actually having legs, you know? So having this, really enjoy. So, yeah, I mean, colors, they kind of stay the same on both. You know, Lawn Haul very green, but has that nice red and black arms to kind of break it up, especially with the highlights. Where Hook, Hook definitely gets a lot more, you know, color to him, especially with that big, nice purple slate for a chest, as well as nice kind of silver and gray legs right here. So, yeah, I mean, it helps break up that kind of monotonous green happening. So, yeah, makes him just a lot more visually interesting. But yeah, bring them both back in. You can see that the head sculpts for both are amazing. I mean, the nice silver chrome dome that Lawn Haul has, along with the nice, you know, flat top, very stern looking Hook. I mean, Hook was always, you know, the big kind of posh figure over in the Constructicon, so having the nice stern face I think actually works best for him. But yeah, I mean, look wise it's amazing. Now we can get on to articulation. So articulation can be a little ropey, not so much for a Lawn Haul. I mean, he has a few ropey bits, but Hook, when we get to him especially, you can see that he'll have some ropiness. But Lawn Haul here is actually pretty nice, especially for what he is. So first thing first, we actually have a ball joint over at the head, so you can look side to side, and then up and down. You got a little wobble right here. Shoulders, full 360, you can move out. You got a ball joint, which is alright. I kind of wish it wasn't a ball joint, just given the price of the figure with everything, but I mean, ball joint's fine. But you got a ball joint here, which allows for a swivel and a nice 9-degree bend over the elbow, and then sadly no wrist articulation, almost a little wobble counts. And again, no waist articulation, which I don't think any of the Constructicons will have waist articulation just for sturdiness, which kind of sucks, but is whatever. At least he has the nice kind of, you know, Siege Starscream kind of split crotch area where you can actually move up his leg that far, move it back that far. Got a nice beautiful spread right here, full 90 or full 180 right there. Got a swivel just below that. Just under 90-degree bend at his knee, which actually if you unpeg his combiner or his transformation joint, you can actually get even more bend, but it does look a little weird, but it actually works a little bit. So there, and of course a nice pivot for his feet, so you can do that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I expect the chunky one, like Lawn Haul, to not be as posable, especially considering what the Combiner Wars was, but honestly I think he's one of the best posing Constructicons out of the 5 I have. I think he's actually one of the best ones to actually pose and have fun with. So yeah, now we can get on to Hook. Now Hook, like I said, It's a bit weedy with his articulation, but he's still not too bad. So first thing we have, of course, ball joints at the head. Sadly, can't look a full 360 because his massive shoulder pads get in the way here, but you can move up and down and pretty free, kind of wobble. Thankfully, the shoulder pads can actually move up, so your shoulders can actually move out and a little up given the transformation. There's a swivel, full swivel just below that, and technically double joint are elbows, but because of where the wheel is, that's mostly just to give him a more decent kind of, so that's the 90, just a little bit more than a 90, but it's still kind of restrictive, especially considering how small his lower arm is to his upper arm. I mean, that is twice the size, so it looks a little weird for him to hold stuff. A little lanky, but that's fine. Of course, no swivel at the waist. This one a lot more, you know, I can get more than a long haul because big head, so yeah. And then normal out front back movement, which you can actually maneuver, again, the crane in case that gets in the way. Nice spread, swivel just below that, which is a nice double mushroom. I really like how they've been putting those in a lot more for nice friction. Of course, not quite a 90-degree bend at his knee. It's close, but I think it's like an 85. And of course, a nice deep pivot at his foot. So yeah, I mean, his articulation, it's not terrible, but I mean, he definitely has a lot more limitations than all the rest and a lot more weirder proportions than all the rest of the Constructicons. So now overall, this set I think is pretty well done and pretty worth the price of, you know, the Commander price point, especially given, you know, Devastator. But will I recommend it? I think you know if you're gonna buy one or not. I mean, you either want to complete Devastator or you can pass on him. So if you want to complete him, yeah, absolutely, go get the set. And honestly, they're actually pretty good figures if you don't want them all in like buy modes. You're not gonna have a bad time. But if you're not gonna complete Devastator, I mean, I think there's much better toys to go with the Commander price point. I mean, Magmatron's amazing. Legacy Armada Optimus Prime is considered one of the best. So if you're gonna spend your money on at least a Commander, I'd say get a lot of those figures before going to this guy. But again, you're not gonna be totally disappointed. But I mean, if you want a Commander price point figure, much better ones to get if you're not going to want to complete the Combiner. But anyways, that has been my review for the Commander 2-pack of Long Haul and Hook. I am Zillion Frogs. Actually, subscribe to, you know, check out more reviews coming up. Hopefully sooner than what I have been putting out. So, yeah, that's it, guys.